Now, end grain to either edge grain or face grain joinery usually presents some problems because the joints are inherently weak. There's a couple of different ways to fortify them, and we're going to show you a lot of those. The first is mortise and tenon joinery, a very traditional way to join edge grain to end grain. And I'll show you this joint, and you'll notice that it is supposed to be nice and tight, which it is. And it's created by first drilling a mortise in one board. The easiest way to make this part of the joint is on a drill press. I've used a 3/8 inch drill bit, and I've drilled a series of overlapping holes. I've also made those holes just a little bit deeper than the length of the tenon. And the reason for that is you can't compress glue. And if the joint fits really tight, which it's supposed to, trying to force that joint together with the glue in there would not allow it to seat. So a little extra room will allow some place for that glue to move. Now, creating the tenon is fairly easy. What we'll do is we'll take our table saw, put a dado blade in there, and slowly but surely creep up on both the thickness and the width of that tenon. So the insertion is supposed to be reasonably tight, as you can see here. And this should not fall apart when you hold it up like this. So in other words, it's tight enough to stay together. But at the same time, we don't want to have to use a hammer to set that joint because then it would be too tight. Mortise and tenon joinery is the most traditional of all joinery methods, and furniture made with mortise and tenons will last long into the future. Now, there are some other ways to join furniture also. This is called doweling. These two pieces of wood are going to be joined together with a series of dowels. In this case, it's relatively narrow, so two will do it. And I'm going to put a couple of register lines on these first before we go over and use our jig. So we'll just take a pencil line. We're going to approximate where this board is going to come together, and let's just make this joint in the center. And we're just going to put a couple of register lines in like this. So I've covered both this piece and this piece with a line. And now let's take it over here, and I'll show you how the jig works. We'll take our horizontal piece first and clamp it in. And we're going to use a jig like this. This is a doweling jig. You may notice, hopefully you can see, there are little register lines in the bottom inside edge here. Those register lines with the correct spacers in the top, these are for 3/8 drill bits, will align with the marks that I've just made on that wood. When I set them in the front here, we'll align them to that mark. Okay, now let's do the holes in the vertical one. Same idea. I will align the register marks on this edge. Just add a little glue to the dowels. Insert them in the holes and slide your joint together. You should see a really nice line up there, and the joint is nice and tight. This is a pretty strong joint when put together with dowels. Another method of joinery is with biscuits. What's unique about them is that the wood itself has been compressed, and when exposed to glues, it'll expand, creating a very, very tight-fitting joint. They go together with the use of a biscuit joiner, and let me show you that process. Here is our biscuit joiner. It has a register mark on the very front here. Now we're going to use this biscuit to join these two pieces of wood. To do that, I'm going to put a register line on these boards and approximate the place where they'll join together. So here's our register line. And I'm going to take a biscuit joiner, and using its registering mark in the front, I will use that to align that with the board that we're going to cut. And press it forward. And I want to do the last one. Here's our register line again, laying out our biscuit joiner with that same register line and making the same plunge cut. Now we'll see how this fits. A little bit of glue on that biscuit. Press the joint together. And here's how our joint turned out. Now the reason that this is such a strong joint is that biscuit with glue on it is beginning to expand in that opening. And in a second or two will be extremely strong, and that joint will last all but forever. And finally, our last method of joinery is called pocket hole joinery. This is a slightly different method than the first couple you've seen in that it uses a couple of screws. Normally woodworkers aren't really happy about screws, but we'll show you a joint that goes together very nicely and very quickly using screws like this. We need a couple different things to do this. The first is a specialized drill bit that comes with the pocket hole kit. You'll notice that it's got a little bit of a taper on the front along with an indented area that allows for the screw. And here's the method that we're going to use to do that. This is called a pocket hole jig. It works very simply. The first thing we're going to do is take our material and just clamp it in this jig. We now take this bit. This has been already set to the correct depth, and we're just going to plunge that bit into this material on the first hole and now in the second hole. So what we've done is we put 2 tapered holes in the front. And now the nice part about this joinery, and what makes it work so well, is that first we have a very square edge. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to take our horizontal piece, lay that up against a firm stop, and put these screws in here. Now these screws are a little bit different. The head of these screws is a more washer head instead of the standard bugle head. As this screw goes into the material, the washer head keeps it from going all the way through, and it'll pull that joint together very tightly. So let me show you that. Again, we're going to remove this bit, put on a special square drive, and you'll notice that that washer head really pulled that joint together. And now we'll do the second one. And now that joint has been pulled together. You'll notice it's very clean on one side, and this shows the pocket holes on the other. It's an exceptionally strong joint, and this joint is usually used in face frame cabinetry because the joint is normally hidden from view.